Hello, and welcome to the conversation. How are you guys doing? I'm so excited to see you all tonight. I just want to thank you guys for just always being with me, for always joining the conversation because, hey, the conversation, that's where it's at. If you are joining for the very first time, I want to say welcome. But if you have been with me and rocking with me for some time, then that lets me know that you are definitely a part of the conversation community. And one thing about my community, you know what? We get down, we keep it real, we have good conversations. And so if you are not a part of the conversation community, this is where you want to be. You can definitely join the community by three ways. Just like us, share the conversation, hey, or make a comment tonight. This is not a discussion just between me and my guest. This is also a discussion with you. So whatever it is that you have, whatever questions you have, hey, throw them out there so we can have this discussion because as our guest discuss her journey, this is also to bring awareness, inspiration, and to help impact you on your journey. So, without any further ado, let's get to our guest, Kristina. Yay! Awesome. I'm so excited. So excited. So, Kristina, if you don't mind, will you introduce yourself to the conversation community and let them know where you are from and just some little things about yourself?
Sure thing. So my name is Kristina Peck. In Charlotte, I have become known as the Spitfire Italian. I am originally from Central New York, the Utica, Rome, Syracuse area. So kind of imagine it as like the Sopranos. That's kind of where I come from. A lot of cooking, a lot of yelling. Whoever's the loudest is the rightest kind of thing when we talk. So if I get super loud and you have to turn down your mic or turn down your headphones, sorry, I'm not actually mad or yelling. This is just how I talk. um, I am a little bit quirky, a little bit funny, really hard to be serious. Even before we were getting on live, I just joked about my double chin this entire time. So this is our guest star. I was really worried she wasn't going to be able to make it today, but she did. So she's joining this journey as I talk about how I left my career as a nurse, what I spent the last 5-ish years devoting my life to, spent a ridiculous amount of money on going through school. And one day I just said, I don't want to do it anymore. And I started my own marketing business with no former experience. Nobody in my family runs a business. I'm the only entrepreneur in the family. So I really literally just went out on a limb. And if I fall, there's nobody there to catch me. And you know what? I'm like, that's okay. That's all right. So that's kind of what I'm here to share is how I started that business. I have a 4-year-old who is still, I think, awake. So if he comes running out here, you might be able to see him. And I keep it real. Like my life is a hot mess. I don't try and play it like I'm some, big corporate person who makes millions of dollars and I have this lavish lifestyle. Like I really don't. I still haven't cleaned up after dinner. There's pasta on my stove. My kid's still awake. And I'm sitting at my kitchen table instead of a nice, office in uptown or downtown Charlotte to do this podcast because that's just who I am, keeping it real.
Yes, and that's exactly what we like on the conversation. We definitely like for you to keep it real, be relatable, and definitely be relevant. So you know what? I truly believe there's no other way to do it. You got to be real. And
Amen.
you know what? And one thing about it is I can say is that I enjoyed the fact that you said, "Look, pasta on the stove. My son might make a guest appearance, so if you see him, let's just welcome him." You gave us the real of what's going on in your home, in your background, with your life. Like, it's like, you said, hey, this is me. But at the same time, this is me. Guess what I do?
Right.
I run a business.
You can be a hot mess and run a business like me too.
Hashtag, you can be a hot mess and run a business. I just want somebody to know that, as Oprah say, that's a tweetable moment right
There
there.
you go. Hmm.
But I really, you know what, and truthfully, like I say, I like that because a lot of people, and especially, and I'm definitely just gonna, call out our females, especially women. We feel like we have to be perfect before we can start that business.
Hmm.
So tell me, how did you, because like you said, you were in nursing. So how did you decide to pivot and make that change from nursing to actually chase your dream, just a dream of being an entrepreneur? Like you said, you went into marketing with no experience, but how did you get to the place where you was like, you know what? I I feel like this is not the place for me, but yet I want to chase my dreams. I want to accomplish my goals. Tell us about that.
The short answer, it comes down to mindset. The long answer,
Mm,
getting that mindset could look different for everybody. I struggled a lot with my mental health during the course of the 5 years of being a nurse.
mhm.
It was just not only physically exhausting, but mentally exhausting. I struggled with postpartum depression with my son, and I never really got help from my mental.
Uh-oh, I see Terry. She went ahead and make that tweetable moment.
Yeah,
Hashtag, you can
yeah.
be a hot mess and run a business. That's what I'm
Okay,
talking about,
copy
Terry.
and paste
Talk
that
about it.
one. We're gonna be
Yeah.
trending on Twitter. You watch.
You can be a hot mess and run a
And run
business.
a business. I'm living
Yes.
proof. But I think once I got help, and some people don't need help. Like some people, it really is just like a mental block. But for me, there was a little bit more behind it. So once I got help,
Mm,
I found, a therapy and medication regimen that worked for me. I noticed probably within the first 3 months that I was just a different person. I didn't care what people thought anymore. I'm like, you know what? What do I have to lose?
mm.
Now, mind you, I do have my husband's income. So I had a little bit of a reassurance. I'm like, okay, so if this doesn't work out, we're not going to be living in a cardboard box under the state
Yeah.
bridge. That's good. But it really boiled down to me saying, I am worth it. Because before
Mm,
that, I really didn't think I was. Why would I become a millionaire? Why would I be the one that starts a business? That's just not me. That's not who I am.
mhm,
Nursing is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be punching a clock. I'm supposed to be taking direction from somebody else. I'm supposed to work 80-hour weeks. I'm supposed to push my family and my mental health aside. Like that's all I'm good for. But
mm,
once you get that mindset that you absolutely are worth, even if you're a hot mess and you don't know what you're doing, you're still worth it. Why I thought it was okay to go into work to be talked down to for almost 12 hours a day, that
mm,
you're not working enough. I work 12 hours a day almost 7 days a week. That's still not enough. Well, I missed my son's birthday party, or I missed a family event. You're not working enough. Well, I missed Christmas.
mm,
Oh well. And I'm like, why would anybody want that? you know
mhm,
So once that mindset was set in stone, now it's really set in stone. Now I can never go back. You are absolutely all worth it. And you know what? If you need the motivation to get your butt in gear and put together a business and get out there, I will absolutely be your cheerleader, because I think all of us can do it. We all have it in us. It doesn't
mhm.
matter. I don't even have a college degree. I went to a vocational nursing school and I did all of this myself.
Yeah.
You just have to believe in yourself. You do have to still work hard. Entrepreneurship is not as glamorous as Instagram and social media makes it look like. You'll still have a lot of sleepless nights. Um, but once you get a sense of the freedom, I'm my own
Mm,
boss. I'm the only one I have to answer to. I make my own rules. It's just such a freeing. I can't even describe it. It's just such a freeing feeling that I did this myself. And it
yeah.
all started with me just realizing that I am worth it.
Mm,
Sitting here right now going, I can't start a business. why would I be a millionaire? That ain't for me. That would never happen to me. I'm not that lucky. Luck ain't even the half of it. I'm telling you, if you start telling yourself, I am good enough, I
Mhm.
can do this, you're going to do it. It
Yeah.
will happen. Overnight, probably not. I mean, it's been almost a year in the making to get to where I am today. But if you start manifesting even just
Mm.
positive vibes, none of this negative garbage. I don't want to hear it
Mhm.
from anybody, you know. I don't care if you are the local trash man and you come up to me and say, I want to start a cosmetic line. Well, hell, let's do it. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
You know? So start just every day when you wake up, I am worth it.
Mm.
And I promise you that one day you are going to reach that point where you say, I really am worth it. And I think I'm going to start my own business. At least that's what happened with me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So when you so did you tell yourself that I am worth it? Did you do it every day? Like how often did you do that in a day to build up enough courage? Because that took courage and guts for what you did.
It did. It did. I didn't realize how I guess I didn't realize in the moment what I was doing, how big of a decision I was making.
Mhm.
But looking back, yeah, it did take a lot of guts. And I tell myself that I am worth it probably 50 times a day. You know,
And so, for anybody who didn't just hear Christina, she says that she tells herself that she is worth it about 50 times a day. And so, that just shows when she said that you have to shift that mindset, the shifting, the action, the implementation that she had to do to get that mindset to shift. And like she said, when she got to the place of knowing that she was worth it, that she could do it, she did it. Oh, Christina's back with us. Go ahead, Christina.
I don't know why it keeps doing that. It keeps looping around. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, once I even still, you know, when I'm on podcasts or my writing is featured in some sort of article, and I was part of a book collaboration and I'm an author now, I'm like, what, how? I'm like, why would anybody want me on their podcast? And I have to say, wait a minute, Christina, who wouldn't want on
Mm.
their podcast? And some may call that cocky, and you know what? That's okay. But a lot of that is just being positive. You are worth it. You can be the next millionaire. Stop telling yourself that you have to work for, you know, 7.25 an hour or whatever minimum wage is. You don't have to. If you get rid of that poor me mindset, it can never happen to me. It all could just it promise you, pinky promise, it will all come together. It's like that
Yeah.
missing puzzle piece. Just keep saying it throughout the day. I am worth it. If you start to be negative, stop, change it. Doesn't
Hmm.
matter if you're like, well, I don't want to go to so and so's house, or I don't want to go to dinner here because I don't like it. That's negative. We're going to say, I'm going to go to dinner here because I know it makes somebody else happy. Or I'm going to go to
Mm.
dinner at the Olive Garden, even though that's like an Italian sin, but I'm going to make a fool out of myself when this bread basket comes out, you know? So think
Look,
about things.
Christina, don't say that too loud because my husband, he loves the Olive Garden. Like,
Oh, Lord.
you
Jesus.
know what? I'll say this. My husband loves any Italian,
Oh,
fake,
Lord.
authentic, halfway, all the way, al dente, a la carte, yo carte. As long as it
As
is
long as it's
Italian,
Italian.
as long as there is some cheese, some pasta, some meat sauce, my husband going in.
We'll have to show them what New York Italian is. It's a different world than Olive Garden.
Okay.
Carrabba's.
He will take it. Look, he'll be down for it. Like I'm telling you, he'll be down for it. Now, look, if he's like calling your husband, like, look, hey, I'm trying to get some of this pasta. Where
I'll
y'all
take
at?
them over.
That has nothing to do with me.
That's okay. We'll encourage it. We always have somebody over here eating.
Oh my goodness. But you know what? I am loving all of the positive information, positive energy that you are giving to the conversation community. They are loving it as well. And especially when you talk about that mindset and you talk about shifting that mindset. And so I noticed that the way that you shift the perspective, and like you said, from a scarcity or the poverty mindset to have a mindset of abundance.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you give us some more examples of the abundant mindset? Because I really want the community to understand that you can make such a great what's the word I want to say? Not necessarily a well, I'm gonna say this, an impact
Mm-hmm.
just by the slightest shift in your mindset. The key is your mindset. And just like you said before, of just telling yourself and thinking, and once you keep telling yourself something, you start to believe it. Like they say, um you believe what you hear, and the repetition, and the more and more that you hear it, and the more you meditate on it, and it starts to, like you said, manifest. And that's what comes to pass. That's what comes to be true. And so when you telling yourself, like, I am worth it, like I can do this, I got this, you know what? And like you said, I love this when you said, but why wouldn't they want me? And now that's a total different look than saying, no, I can't do this, or no, nobody's gonna like me. Well, why wouldn't they? Because
Exactly.
you got the goods, you got good information, you you're doing it. You made that move. Like I said, you was just definitely courageous for doing what you did. So if you could just tell us more about shifting our mindsets so the community can really house in and really get the shifting that comes into place.
Absolutely. When it comes to shifting your mindset and becoming confident, be humble with it. Earlier I mentioned, don't be
Mhm.
cocky. Don't say, who wouldn't want me on their podcast or whatever. I'm the hot tamale. I'm the next girl kind of thing. Like, no, no. Say, why wouldn't they want me to be on their show? I am really amazing, but wow,
Mhm.
I am so humble for this opportunity. A year ago I was working as a nurse, and now look at what I'm doing.
Mhm.
So always try and tie in that humble piece. Don't get ungrateful. Don't be like, I'm flying on a jet and look at all these peasants below me on commercial flights. You know what I mean? It's, kind of, don't turn into a Kardashian, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The biggest
Yeah, I
example.
understand.
Don't do that. But even just in little everyday things, not even business related. Um, when I found out I was pregnant, it was like I was so happy. It was something that we wanted for a while. And not long before that, I was diagnosed with PCOS. So it
Mm.
changed my mindset. I went from, we're going to have 2 kids. It's going to be great. We're going to have a perfect family. And when I heard those words, it shifted to, I'm never going to have another baby. We'll never get pregnant again. I'm going to have all these
Wow.
issues. And then when we got the positive pregnancy test, I still didn't change. I still, no, something's probably wrong. Well, why
Mm.
me? Why would it happen that quick? Why? You know what I mean? That whole mind,
Mhm.
that negative mindset kept creeping up, creeping up. And now I'll be 25 weeks Friday, and I have to keep telling myself, you are worthy of this
Mhm.
pregnancy. You were given this journey for a reason.
Mhm.
And I think it's hard because, we have good friends who are in the same boat. They haven't, been able to expand their family. And it's been years since they've been, wanting to expand their family. And it's really easy to get roped into the why me?
Mhm.
We're great people. Why me? And and my husband's great at this. Whenever I start talking like that, he's like, this is what God wanted for us.
Mm.
This child is coming to us for a reason. He said, I know you think, you're a bad mom and you aren't keeping up with the moms. You aren't doing this, doing that. He's on his tablet too much. He's like, just Stop. He's like, stop
Yeah.
comparing yourself to all the other mothers
Mm-hmm.
and do what you know is right. He said, you're a fantastic mother.
Mm-hmm.
Our son is so smart. He's got an attitude just like you. And I was like, thanks.
That sounds like that was not a compliment.
Right? I was like, hang on a minute. You ain't gonna skirt by that like you didn't just say what you just said. But it's so easy to go back into that negative mindset. So sometimes having somebody there that's
Mm-hmm.
really tied in on this journey with you is helpful because it's not easy. I know I could talk the talk all I want and make it sound really easy, but it's not. Even, I struggle with it. I just used the pregnancy as an example because that's like one of my most recent struggles,
Mm-hmm.
and where I really found myself digging back into that negativity. Just
Mm.
know your limits. If you're being negative,
Good.
say, hang on a minute. All right, remove yourself from the situation.
Mm.
Take a breather. Whoever that person is that's tied in with this journey on your positivity journey, call them, text them, or if you're like me, scream for them in the living room. Honey, I'm having another meltdown. um,
Yes.
get those words of affirmation from them. Sometimes
Mm.
we just need, it's not that we're being negative, we just need that reassurance, and that's okay too. So
Yes.
every day, little things, you don't have to go out.
As Kristina was saying, she was saying that know your limits.
Being positive and being successful means that you wake up every day grateful for what you have.
Mm-hmm.
I thank God every day for everything that we have. And then I
Yes.
say, it's going to be a great day. You want to know why? Because it's my day.
Ooh,
I'll
Christina,
stop
we
that
finna
by
pass
myself.
that.
I'll tell you
We
what.
not gonna pass that. We not gonna pass that. Wait a minute. Say that again.
Today's going to be a great day. And you want to know why? Because it's my day. It's your day. Your day can be whatever you want it to be.
Yes.
It can be negative, or you could be working with clients at 9 o'clock in the morning while
Mm-hmm.
you're eating a fresh donut from Dunkin' Donuts. I
Come
mean,
on now.
you got
Yes.
the choice. You can start your day any way you want.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. That's what I'm
You want to
talking about.
trademark that.
Yeah, you know what? You need to. You better hurry, put that on a t-shirt.
That's a good idea.
That was good.
T-shirts coming soon.
Yes, and that was so good because it, like I say, one, I know it takes courage, and you had the courage to make that shift and make that pivot. And like you said, a year ago, you look from a year, the difference that 1 year makes. You're author of a book. How many books?
One, working on two more. So I have another book
Mm.
collaboration coming up, and I am writing an autobiography. You don't
Mm.
realize how much crap you've been through until you try and put it all in a Word document.
Uh,
So I've been through some stuff.
So look, and this is what I want the community to get. This is what I want you to understand. And for anybody that is out there who might see this on the replay, and you might feel like, okay, should I do this? Can I do this? Kristina is telling you, yes, you should do it. If you are feeling like deep down in your spirit, deep down in you, where you're like, okay, this is not for me anymore. I'm not making the impact that I was making. It is time for some type of shift. It's okay to make that shift, but you have to have the courage and
Mhm.
believe in yourself that you can do it. She told you, hey, she said, remove the limiting beliefs. So we got to remove the limiting beliefs. We have to be positive. We have to speak positive, and we have to know, hey, just like Kim put in the chat, she said, you're going to have a great day. Why? Because it's my day. So hey,
Absolutely.
it's you just have to be very positive and speak positivity over yourself. So Kristina, tell us more about the how are you? So you are this dynamic, awesome entrepreneur. That's what I said, of your marketing firm. Like, oh my goodness, marketing firm. But you are a mother and a wife. and you have a baby on the way.
Yep.
How are you doing all of this?
It's literally I'm like a mobile circus, honestly. Um, I have learned that there's no such thing as being the perfect mother, that I tried so
Mm,
hard to be with my son when he was, a baby. For dinner, he literally had a handful of M&Ms, some Captain Crunch cereal, and then snubbed my homemade fettuccine Alfredo. I'm like, you know what? At least you ate. You ate
yeah.
something. And then being pregnant, of course, I'm tired all the time. I'm moody. I've
Mhm.
noticed I put on weight, so I've been getting hard on myself because I give into a lot of my cravings. If my OB is watching this, I do not my cravings. I definitely have a glass of water sitting next to me and a celery stick. Um, and then my third child, my husband. Oh, my husband. I
Not the
laugh, but
third
he
child.
he is. I laugh, but he really is, kind of the glue that holds us all together. He is the one that keeps telling me to keep on doing what I'm doing when I have a bad day, or, maybe a
Mhm,
client passes on my services, I choose somebody else. He's
mhm.
like, "They're lost, you're incredible. Who cares?" Or
Yes.
if I have a slow month and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't make that much extra money." He's like, "Okay, and?"
Mm.
He's like, is this you quitting? Like, I'm like, I could go back to a 9 to 5. I could, it's a steady paycheck. And he's like, that's the easy way. It's like, you get your butt
Ooh.
back on that computer and you figure it out. So I tell him my child, but it's really because I don't want him to know that he's a little bit smarter than me. And I got to whisper because he's sleeping, but I know if he hears those words, it'll like activate something in his mind. And the next thing I know, he's going to be out here going, "Oh, I'm smarter than you, huh? Huh, I heard that." Yeah, yeah.
Hey, go ahead. Give him his props.
he
He's
he
doing it.
deserves a lot of props. He deals with everything business wise. He's a great help, obviously, with our
Mhm.
son. He works a full time job and comes home to a moody, hormonal wife and a kid that's sitting on the couch eating a handful of M&Ms. And you know what? That's I'm like, listen, I tried, man. I tried. I said, I can't believe he snubbed my homemade fettuccine. He said, no,
Mhm.
I want mac and cheese. First, you want
Go
see
ahead.
old,
Talk about it. Talk
old
about it.
Christina. When my son was a baby, I was very hell bent on breastfeeding. I had to make his own food. None of these store bought stuff. There's red
Yeah.
dye. And no shame to parents who do that. Absolutely none whatsoever. You honestly deserve some sort of award because
Mhm.
I drove myself nuts. Long story short, wasn't
Mm.
able to keep breastfeeding. I had to stop after like 4 months. I tried the whole making your own baby food, drove me nuts. So I ended up buying the Gerber baby food. And I beat myself up for a long time. I mean, he just turned 4 and I'm just
Mm.
getting over it. And I said, you know what? He's living, he's breathing, he's growing just fine.
Mm.
He's active, he's so smart. And I know every mother says that about their child, but he really is so smart. And he's an incredible kid. He's very kind. And it doesn't
Mhm.
matter how much homemade food or breast milk you give a kid, that doesn't necessarily make them kind. And my
All
husband
right.
said, so obviously we did something right. If he's a little is sometimes, but he for the most part he's pretty kind. And if you saw me recently in the store while he was having a meltdown, just I'm talking about all the times other than that. All those times that I didn't let him get a bottle of soda and a candy bar. Honestly, when it comes to running everything, you just got to let it go. It's not perfect.
Mm.
It's not. Your business will suffer some days, and some days your husband and child will suffer a little bit. And
Mhm.
you just go to bed saying, I did the best I could, because you did. Even
Mm.
if you feel like your best wasn't enough, it still was the best you could do.
Yeah.
So every night, go to bed
Yeah.
and say, you know what? It was quite the show today.
Mhm.
Maybe you missed a client call, you missed a client meeting. You forgot that your kid had a field trip, which may or may not be based on a true story. And it's so easy to just beat yourself up over that. And again,
Yeah.
well, that positive mindset comes in. Oh, well, I screwed up, but that's okay. Tomorrow's another day. We'll fix it. Probably still won't be perfect, but we'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I had like a straight answer of how to balance everything, but there really is no answer. I promise you. I searched for
Mm.
a long time. There is none. Do the best you can. And sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to. Sometimes, my kid's having a meltdown and he's screaming in the house while I have a client on the phone, and I have to lock myself into my walk-in closet just to hear the client talk on the phone. And I can apologize up and down, left and right, which I usually do. But in the same aspect, I'm not really sorry, I guess.
Mm.
This is who I am. This is my family. This is my brand. And my son, whether he's screaming or sitting on the couch eating a bag of M&Ms, is part of that. My husband too. But don't tell him that, because then he's going to want, a shares in the company and stuff like that. But I don't want to know about that. But stop stressing it. You'll figure it all out. Take it day by day. Stop trying to be the perfect Pinterest or Instagram mom, because it ain't going to happen. All of that
Yes.
is full of crap.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. It ain't like that, I promise.
So what you say, all the things that you see on social media, all that you might see on the fake book, it is not real.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, think about it. We don't post our bad days or anything on Facebook. We don't, we don't post your son eating insane amounts of candy on the couch, because we're like, well, that's not normal. Like, that's not a good thing. When in reality, it is, because it's part of your life.
Yeah.
Good, the bad, the ugly. Take it all. Take it all.
Mhm.
Don't get rid of any of it. It is what it is.
So you see, we have a question. So Taylor has a question. She says, so what made you want to get into marketing coming from nursing? And then how was it making such a big shift?
Good
So
question. I skipped a couple of chapters, didn't I? Nope. About
yeah,
my
so reel that back in for us,
Woo!
Kristina. Roll it back.
So I think it was about the springtime of 2020. I had found a network called the Pretty Women Hustle Network.
Okay.
It's centered around empowering women in business. I don't even know how I got added to the group, to be honest. And then I ended up liking their page, and then I met the CEO, and then we got talking, kind of thing. I don't know how any of it happened, by chance, I suppose. And she was like, I like what you do on your social media. I'm like, okay. And and she said, I would, really like to take you on, and maybe, we can do this together. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, well, how about we give you an official title? I'm like, an official title? Okay. And she goes, yep, you can be our executive director. You'll have all these tasks to complete. You can kind of help me with the social media platforms, get the group out there, do some marketing, do our website. And I was like, wait a minute. Do you need to see my resume? Because she was like, I watch what you do. You're amazing. I really want what you have. And she was like, just talking to you, she's like, I know you have what it takes. And I'm like, okay. So that's kind of, I guess, how I started my journey from nursing into marketing. She taught me a lot. Her name's Shakia. She taught me so much. But I also took it upon myself to learn as much as I can. I've read so many ebooks. I've watched so many things on YouTube. And I said, if I'm going to leave my nursing career for this, I need to make sure it's something that I can make profitable, and it's something that I really love doing.
Yeah.
And I knew I loved doing it because it never felt like I was working. Even still to this day, it doesn't feel like I'm working. Even though I am, it just doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
So once, I'd say it was almost 6-7 months after I started with that, after I started with the Pretty Women Hustle Network, our team, which is full of moderators, admins, that kind of thing, they were like, well, you should start a marketing company. And I laughed. I thought they were just joking. And I was like, yeah, okay, there we go with that negative mindset again. And they're like, no,
Mm-hmm.
seriously, like you would be really good. I'm like, okay, well, if I do you guys promise you'll support me? Because, this is just completely out in left field. I don't have any connections, or I don't have a marketing degree or anything like that.
Yeah.
Where it all started. Honestly, they are still my core clients. I still, there's a couple of life coaches through the network, and they're moderators for the group. I do their social media management for them, and I still help
Mm.
out Kia. So honestly, it was just putting myself out there, like knowing that it was okay to do
Mm.
something totally different, because there isn't a correlation between marketing and nursing. That was
Yeah.
I didn't even know I liked marketing until I started doing it. It was never really something that I planned on doing. I was actually accepted into college to get my bachelor's in nursing, and that's what I was going to do. But once I found marketing and I really dove into it, and Jakia was kind of like my mentor, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I can't get away. Like, I don't want to give this up. And then it came
Mm.
down to, okay, Kristina, you got to make a decision. My husband's like, you can't go to school and run a business at the same time. Like, that's ridiculous. I said, okay. And he was like, so you're going to start a marketing company, right? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you're starting a marketing company. So again, I guess my
Mm-hmm.
husband's the reason why I have a marketing business. And I'm so glad he's sleeping. But honestly, it's just right. Get out there and make those connections. I have
Mm.
content creators that work under me that have zero experience. I don't care if you have a fancy marketing degree. I don't care, what kind of college degree or lack thereof you have. That's not important to me. And you'll find that with a lot of people in the creative industry,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's content creation, web design, marketing like I do. A lot of them just want to see what you have to bring to the table.
Mm.
And if you put yourself out there, eventually you can say, what do you mean? What do I bring to the table? I am the table, girlfriend. Like, what are you bringing to the table? You know? I
Yeah, I
know
can
that's
copy that
another
again.
t-shirt.
Yeah, another T-shirt. I like that. I like that.
If there's a job posting out there, or you're like, I want to get into marketing, send me a message. I'll teach you everything I know, which isn't much, but I'll still teach you what I know.
Hey,
And
it was enough to start a business
it
and get
sure
it up and
was.
running. So, hey.
I literally had people that just graduated high school that are like, I want to do what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, sweet. Are you hardworking?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Perfect. First step. You knocked it out of the park. Are you willing and able to learn? Perfect. Those are my requirements.
Mm.
And a lot of people are like that. Don't be afraid to approach, scary situations. If you want that dream job, go get it. Go bring them to the table. Sure, they've got the food, but you got the table. So it's going to take the two of you to make this happen. Don't be afraid.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to
Oh,
make those connections. It pays off.
look, I don't know about y'all, but see, Kristina, she got them low-key fire bombs. And she just be dropping them. She just be doing this, doing this. I'm like, Kristina, hold on now. You got to back up now. You just dropping these fire bombs on us. But OMG, oh my goodness, Kristina. Like, you're just so amazing. You are an amazing person. And I'm so glad like the community is getting a chance, an opportunity to meet you. And with you coming on and you're sharing so much good information. Oh my goodness. Like this is good eating right here. This is what we say. This is good eating because you are definitely hands down.
Thank
Look,
you.
you done brought the table, you done served up the meal. Look, you gave us some appetizers, you done gave us a main course. Look, and you about to cut us down with the dessert because I know it's about to come. But
Dessert
oh
is
my,
my favorite.
yeah. Oh my goodness, like I said, you're just so totally amazing and so
Thank you.
awesome. And then even encouraging someone saying like, hey, if you want to get into marketing, hey, I'm here. I'm willing. I'll teach you what I know. But like I say, you know a lot. You know a lot because one, you stepped out, you switched your mindset, you changed your mindset. You used to have the belief within yourself. And girl, so courageous to do what you are doing and making that shift. Because I feel like a lot of us, we would not have made that shift because, like you said in the beginning, nursing, steady income, security. It's like, so why would I leave that to start up my own business? But like you said, hey, I could be a millionaire. I can do this. Why?
Mhm.
Why wouldn't I bet on me? If I'm going to bet on somebody else's business and make them money in their company, why not? Why I can't make myself money? Why I can't bet on me?
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, guess what? If it doesn't work, you always got something to fall back on. You can go, okay, well, I guess
I
I'll
guess
go
I'll go
back.
back to doing that. Yeah, exactly.
And you said 1 year, 1 year, Kristina.
In November, it'll be 1 year.
It's not even a year yet,
I
y'all.
know, I know.
So I'm just going to say in 10 months. So, of course, we know November's coming close. But in 10 months, 10 to 11 months, Kristina has made such a major high impact and change in her whole entire life. So this just says, like, you can do it. You got this. She's telling you, like, you got the goods. If you feel like you don't have the goods, go and read it. Because guess where it's at? It's in a book. Guess where else it's at? Somewhere on social media. Like, you can get the information that you need to start up that business because you can do it. All you need to do is get the information that you feel like you're lacking and start it. But, and something that Kristina didn't say, but she said it, is that the clarity comes once you get to moving.
Yes, absolutely. It'll all make sense. It really will.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Talk about it, Kristina. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Like, this is just so amazing. Like, it's so good to me.
Thank you.
And I don't know about anybody in the community, but this is definitely hidden for me because this is something that I can say, and I'm just going to go ahead and be real and have my, be transparent. Like, this is something that I have been battling with, going back and forth, because, I did all the things, school, the degrees, I did all the things to go this one straight and narrow way. So I'm like, okay, this is what it is. Boom, I'm going this way. And it's like, uh-oh, wait a minute. I feel something burling and boiling. And I'm about to do this. But all the questions that you said that you have, of all the questions that I'm asking to myself, can I do this? Should I do this? It's security over here. This is what anybody would do. They would stay this way. So, but at the end of the day, like you said, well, why not me?
Exactly. Why not? And I think, as women, we are hard-headed and it's hard for us to ask for help. And I think far too often we view other women as our competition, whether they're in business or not. I think that is one of our biggest downfalls as women. We are constantly comparing ourselves to somebody else, or we're too proud to go ask another woman for help, whether it be on the business side, maybe, on the motherhood side, whatever it is. We are just point blank, period, too proud to do it. We don't want to do it because we don't want to admit that we need other women to help us grow and succeed. And I think that's one of the biggest things I had to realize with my business, because in the beginning, people were like, get in touch with this person and this marketing company and this. Why would I get in contact with the competition? And then it dawned on me, you idiot, they're your competition because they're good. And they didn't get good by just saying, well, I'm not going to talk to that. I'm not going to talk to Kristina. I ain't going to talk to her. They got good because they talked to the other person. So don't be afraid. You got a question? Come ask it. I ain't going to charge you a fee. I'll tell you straight up how it is. I'll tell you what you need to know. I'll tell you how to get started. I'll tell you what I think of your website or your social media or whichever. We need that kind of support system. We need to band together, because I don't care what anybody says, but when you get enough women in a circle, there is nothing we won't do.
Ooh, see, I told y'all. She just did it again.
T-shirts is that?
Look, you are like what? 4 for you hitting it.
Oh,
When you get us women together, we do what?
What did I say? I think I said we do amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you know I got pregnancy brain, so that was real risky, real risky asking me what I said 5 seconds ago. Keeping it real.
You know what? Somebody told me that before. Like you have the pregnancy brain. Like
It's
sometimes
gotta
just
be.
like
I
just
tell myself it's real because it makes me feel better, but I don't know if it is. But man, I can't remember anything.
you know what? But you're not the first person I've heard to say that. Like you might be like the third person I've heard say that. Like they
It's
was like
gotta be
pregnancy
real.
brain is so real.
There's our clinical trial right there. It's real. Certified, approved. It is real. It's a real thing.
Look, stamp the approval. Up. Somebody else said it is definitely real.
Shauna,
She's
hi. It is real.
she said it's real. So hands down, that's where it's at. Look, pregnancy brain it gets a little cloudy up here sometimes, guys.
Gets real hazy up there a lot.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So okay, tell us a little bit about trying to get everything perfect. So how did you overcome perfectionism?
It
One,
wasn't easy. Again, I think this is a trait that us women have. And I think a lot of it stems from social media. Honestly, I mean, my business is solely based on social media, but I really think that we have gotten into this habit that if we're not like, X, Y, and Z on Facebook or Instagram, then we're nothing. We're not worth anything.
mm-hmm.
And it's not true. We need to get out of this mindset that we have to be like everybody else. We have to be perfect. Obviously, on social media, everybody's going to post their perfect life. Again, with my pregnancy, did I post my struggles? No, not really. Did I post when I found out we were pregnant? Absolutely, I did. Because it was positive. So you don't really know what's going on in somebody else's life. And I think that took me, I'll be 27 in December. It took me almost 30 years to figure that out. And if my parents are watching this, they'll go, Kristina Marie, we've been telling you that since day one. Yes, I know. It just took a while. But they are right. Social media is not true. Stop comparing yourself to others. They're not perfect either. All these influencers, who always had their hair done, their makeup done, they have the cutest clothes, they live in a high-rise apartment in New York City. Their life is just as much of a hot mess as yours is. And they can try and sell you on the idea that it's not, but it definitely is. Because let's be honest, nobody's life is that perfect. They may post on Instagram, oh, it's a beautiful day in Central Park, but maybe they're having some sort of struggle. Maybe they just lost something. Maybe they're struggling to conceive. They're struggling to start their own business. They're struggling with their own self-worth. Those just aren't things that you would typically put on Facebook. So once, I'm a genius here. Once I realized, hey, hello, social media isn't the real world. And it's not. We have to realize that people are not perfect. People sell the idea of being perfect. And you have to be smart enough to not fall for that. And again, my parents would be real proud of me. I finally figured that out.
Yeah.
I don't have a perfect life. I'll stand here and tell anybody, my life, if you could see, I got toys scattered all to the side of me. My living room's a mess. I still haven't cooked your dinner. I'm drinking a soda when I should be drinking water because I'm pregnant. I got a box of donuts that's behind my laptop. This is the real. I ain't trying to sell perfect because I don't even think I could sell perfect. I don't think I could pull myself together for that short period of time to even sell perfect because I'm so comfortable in being perfectly imperfect. I'm shirt number 5.
There you
go. I'm going to be selling t-shirts up the wazoo.
Come on now. Look, I just want you to say, this is where it started. Kristina started selling her shirts from the conversation.
That's right. Royalties. But
She
yeah, I
is
mean,
right. She is definitely preaching. She is
I'm
preaching
on
up
my
on
pedestal
here.
a little. But once you start realizing that you are perfect just in your own way, forget everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their struggles. Some are more vocal about it. Like I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I'll tell you my struggle with mental health. I'll tell you how I went from nursing to marketing. I'll tell you how, my kid is 4 and I still have to tell him to brush his teeth every morning because you can't eat a whole bag of M&Ms and not brush your teeth. Like, come on. If I was a bad mom, I would tell him he didn't have to brush his teeth. You see what I'm saying here? Pick and choose your battles. You're still a good
Mm-hmm.
mom, just in a different way.
That's true.
He probably won't ever eat kale, but at least he knows to brush his teeth after he eats candy, So again,
Mm-hmm.
there's that positive mindset. Stop comparing yourself to other people,
Mm-hmm.
especially women, because I don't ever hear my husband compare himself to anybody else, like ever,
True.
ever.
You're right. You're
And he'll
right.
say to me, well, why would I? I'm not them. And I'm like, why wouldn't you? Like their mindset is just so different. I'm like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's true because I'm not, I'm not that other person that I'm trying to compare myself to. I'm Kristina.
Yes.
And I used to say, well, I'm just Kristina, or I'm just a nurse, or I'm just an entrepreneur. You ain't just nothing. You
Mm.
are Kristina Peck. I am a nurse. I am an entrepreneur. So stop with the just word. I don't know how many points that is. Maybe 4 points that I've made. I don't know. I've lost count.
Girl,
But
you look. I feel like it's 100 for 100 because you are hitting it. Yes, and I'm loving it because you are being your authentic self. Like you said, this is Kristina Peck. This is who I am. Hey, and our authenticity, I love it.
I don't know if anybody's seen the Netflix series Working Moms, but that is literally a day in my life. Like
I love that show.
that's me. Like honestly, I'm just a hot mess. I really don't know left from right, and I own it. That's what I brand my brand on. That should be my slogan. I don't know left from right, but
I own it.
I own it. That's right.
Look, amazing, 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 amazing. Again, community, I don't know about you, but Kristina has given us so much. Like I said, she brought the table. She has served up the appetizers, the main course, and then she served us with the dessert. So this is awesome. Look, I would definitely encourage anybody tonight, hit the replay, go back, watch this again, because this is something that we need to get embedded deep down in our spirit. When you need that motivation and you're trying to figure out, like, or you're thinking, can I do it? Should I do it? Come back. Listen to Kristina. If you have a friend or somebody, share this. Let them know, hey, Kristina just gave a good word. You might want to listen to this. It's very motivational. It's inspiring. It's encouraging. She is empowering you. Listen to this because she's telling you, hey, she did it. She gave you some of her challenges that she had. She told you it is not going to be perfect. So remove perfectionism out of your vocabulary and just show up. Show up and be who you are, but be your true self. Be your authentic self. Because guess what? When you become more authentic of who you are, then you show up differently, you stand taller, and you shine brighter. So, hey, just be you because it's going to work. Your dream is going to work. You can do it. You got this. Hey, go ahead. Do it. Do you.
Yes, absolutely. You can't be anybody else but you. So do it right.
Yes, you can't be anybody else but you, so do it right.
That's right.
Another one.
I know. Oh my God. I'm going to have a whole t-shirt store.
Awesome, awesome. So again, we are about to get ready and go, but oh my goodness, like I said, this was just so wonderful. She's told us about our mindset shift. She's told us that we are worth it. She has told us that we need to remove these mental roadblocks, and definitely you got this. You can do it. Just believe in yourself. Oh my goodness. I'm just so excited. Kristina, thank you so much for being my guest. Thank you so much for coming on the conversation and just being such an inspiration, and your energy, your light, your glow. Just, oh my goodness. Standing in who you are, owning who you are, and just letting the community be able to meet you and to be inspired by somebody owning it. So, hey, I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. And I mean it. If there's, anybody watching that needs help, whether it's business related, personal related, you feel like you're a hot mess, send me a message. It's past my bedtime, so I probably won't look at it till tomorrow, but I am definitely here for it. I'm here to help anybody I can. And if you need a cheerleader in your life because you feel like you don't have one, then I'll be that too. I'll be the embarrassing cheerleader, like the embarrassing mom, but I'll show up. I will be there.
Awesome. Look, Kristina's information is strolling below. Hey, look her up, follow her, connect with her. Like she said, she would definitely be there for you, be there with you. And like she said too, also, you don't get because you don't ask. So you have to ask someone for help. And Kristina is offering the help to you. So closed mouths don't get fed. A closed hand can't receive anything. So right there, she's telling you she's willing to help. And I believe someone put it in here of what you said, that when you get, yes, when you get enough women in a circle, there is nothing we can't do.
I'll have to copy and paste. I gotta copy and paste all these because I won't remember what I said. At least somebody's paying attention, right?
Oh, yes, yes, that's awesome, awesome, awesome. So again, thank you so much. So guys, as you know, we will be back here next Wednesday on the conversation. We will have another guest, someone else again. And remember, I'm always going to bring you someone who's going to be real, who's going to be relatable, and who is definitely going to just give you what you need. If you are not a part of the conversation community, guess what? You can definitely be a member. You can join the community by 3 ways: like the conversation, share the conversation, and make a comment in the conversation. And you are then initiated and a part of the conversation community. We love to see our community grow. I love my community. I like to see y'all all the time when y'all show up and when you just show out and stand so tall. So I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you to my listeners. Thank you to the community for always rocking with me and being here with me. So we're about to get ready and go. I want y'all to have a fabulous, fabulous evening. Have a really, really good night. And remember, show the world who you are and don't allow the world to tell you who you are. You are beautiful. You're bright. And like Kristina said, you got this. So until next week, see you later.
Bye. Thank you.